You're watching The Story of Everything.
The history of music is a long and fascinating story that spans millennia and has been shaped by various cultures, regions, and eras. From the most primitive sounds of antiquity to the complex compositions of contemporary music, music has been an essential part of human life, used to celebrate, communicate, heal, and express a wide range of emotions. The history of music can be divided into several main eras and styles. Prehistory and antiquity, it is believed that the first musical instruments were made of natural materials such as bone, stone, and wood, and evidence of their use has been found throughout the world. In ancient times, music was used in religious ceremonies as a form of communication, and for entertainment at royal courts. Greek and Roman music is one of the best-known forms of ancient music, and its legacy has influenced Western music to this day. Middle Ages. During the Middle Ages, music was used primarily in religious contexts and was composed in the form of Gregorian chants and sacred music. The development of polyphony, in which various voices are created that complement each other, gave rise to new forms of musical expression and the appearance of instrumental music. Renaissance. The Renaissance was a time of great advancement in music, in which polyphony evolved into more complex forms such as the motet and madrigal. In addition, the rise of new styles such as Baroque, classical, and Romantic developed during this period, which allowed the music to spread more widely and become more accessible to the general public. The so-called Baroque period was characterized by the creation of more elaborate musical forms, including operas, sonatas, and concertos, and instrumental music gained greater importance. The most famous composers from this period include Johann Bach, Antonio Vivaldi, and Handel. Classical music spanned the period from 1750 to 1820. It was a period in which music became more structured and refined. Composers of this period, such as Amadeus Mozart and Ludwig Beethoven, created works that remain some of the most famous and appreciated in classical music. Romanticism, which took place throughout the 19th century, was a period in which music became more emotional and expressive, often inspired by nature, love, and human emotions. Composers of this period, such as Franz Schubert, Robert Schumann, and Frédéric Chopin, created some of the most beautiful and moving works in music. At the beginning of the 20th century, music began to evolve at an even faster rate. New styles such as jazz, blues, rock and roll, funk, hip-hop, and rap arose from the fusion of various forms of music. These styles have had a significant impact on popular culture and have created a new generation of musicians and composers, whom we know as the most famous of our times. Music will evolve and change as the world changes. Although music is an ancient art form, it has always changed over time to suit the culture and tastes of the listeners. This evolution will continue through the centuries, and music will remain one of the most important and profound art forms in the world. Today, music continues to evolve and expand. Modern technology has allowed composers and musicians to create new sounds and experiment with different musical styles. Today's music has absorbed influences from all over the world and remains a universal form of expression.
Follow us to continue discovering a little of everything in The Story of Everything.